Hello everyone and welcome to episode 27 of the TEW 2020 ECW 2014 Revival Series here on the channel, as it is Anarchy Rules, and we have quite the main event. Roman Reigns vs. CM Punk. Got a 2v2v2, a three-way tag match of The Shield, the Dudley Boys, and the Champions Kings of Wrestling. We also have Kintan Homicide in a network title match, and AJ Lee and Paige for Once and For All. They finish it for the 2 out of 3 falls match. See which lady walks out as the ECW Women's Champion. Will it be AJ Lee or will it be Paige? And a lot of undercard stuff as well. As, it's pretty fun as far as, obviously, Anarchy Rules, a bit of a staple for ECW for, obviously, one of the main shows they would run. And that should be pretty fun. Let's see what happens here. As we only have one pre-show match. It is Tommy End and Rhino, as Rhino gets the win with the pile driver at 820. She gets a 48. We got 14,000 plus in attendance for the Barclays Center here for this show, which is pretty awesome. As we'll see how they... so we have the intro, the Anarchy Rules intro, and the opener is a 6-man of the Legion of Love, Adam Rose, CJ Parker, and Matt Sydal against the Premier Brand, as the Legion of Love get the win, as Matt Sydal pinning Tony Nese with the Here It Is driver. Matt Sydal, best guy in the match, followed by Melissa Anderson, which is pretty awesome, as she gets a 50, and everybody else is kinda way the fuck down there. Adam Rose a 30. It's a whole lot of shit, is what that was. Thank God for Sydal and Melissa Anderson, though. It's a 53 for Bobby Lashy versus Yoshi Otakiyama, just to kind of play up into, Kenta versus MVP's most violent players. Have Takayama come back and have him lose to Bobby Lashley there with a Dragon Sleeper at 8:15. It's a 53. There's a 52 for this 6-man of MVP's most violent players versus Rob Van Dam and Rich Swann and Ricochet. As Van Dam wins with the Van Terminator as over MVP in 11:31. Rob was the best guy in the match, figured so. MVP, though, second best guy in the match. Followed by Gavald and Kingston and then Ricochet and Swan, which he didn't even get into the 40s. Yeah, it was tough because it was like, Rob was going to be the best guy in the match. I wanted him to win, but at the same time, it's like, man, MVP's most violent players probably should have won that match, but that's okay. It's not a huge deal, as Kingston breaks his jaw, though, which that sucks. As that's tough. It's a 57 here for a tag match, as the team of Drew McIntyre and Prince Devitt keep the winning ways coming, as they beat Bad Influence in 11:48. Drew pins Kazarian with a Claymore. Even though he's off his game, still the best guy in the match. Some good stuff there. It's Devitt and Drew. Fun little team. Just feel like they play well off of each other. I think that'd be a fun team to see. As that's a good win though for the Drew McIntyre Prince Devitt team. Did I hit next segment? I guess I didn't. There we go. As the 2 out of 3 falls match. Definitely wouldn't be 2 straight falls. Definitely would be like AJ wins the first fall, Paige wins the second, and then she wins the third. As she makes a successful defense of her women's championship as she beats AJ Lee in 18:10 with the Rampage. But, it's a fun conclusion, I think, to that. 2 out of 3 falls. AJ Lee comes up short, so we have the ECW person get the win in the end. Plus, obviously, she was the best woman in the match, so can't really go wrong with that. It's another 55. It's Homicide actually outperforms Kenta, but Kenta gets the one to go to sleep in 14:06. That's his second defense of the ECW Network title. Pretty fun stuff there. The 73 for the 3-way tag match as The Shield walk out as ECW World Tag Team Champions, as the Kings of Wrestling actually get the first fall, and it's down to the Dudleys and The Shield. Dudleys looking to become 10-time ECW Tag Team Champions, but they fall short thanks to The Shield. They have 72s for The Shield, 73 for Cesaro, as 66 for Bubba, 57 for Devon, and Chris Hero with a 51. Shield, pretty awesome. That's a fun co-main event. And the main event's an 80. Punk beats Roman with an Anaconda Vice, not even with a go to sleep. Or Pepsi Plunge. Wow. In 1954, in the main event of the Barclays Center. Pretty fun. As increased our popularity 17 regions. pretty great show as far as what we could do from that. Solid main. I thought about having the Shield coming out and doing a 3-on-1 on Punk, and maybe someone making the save. Thought about that, but I was like, that's a little too much, as far as that goes. Maybe we could do something with CyberSlam to kind of carry over as far as then we kind of, I don't know, at the same time we kind of did that same kind of build before the pay-per-view as far as the debut basically of the Shield was a 3-on-1, and then later on it became the Dudleys are like, hey, we'll take care of the Shield for you, and they did the 6-man, the main event at CyberSlam. So I just felt like it was a little too much on the nose of that angle, so just went with just a straight up Punk wins and he ends out the show as the champion. But yeah, I mean, we have a new tag team champions. Other than that, the belts are retained. McIntyre and Devitt will probably be the number one contender now, thanks to that win there. So they'll be taking on the Shield, which that reign's going to get all fucked up because obviously the Rollins and Ambrose, they get as far as their loan from WWE, so it's going to get fucked up there. I'm sure it will, at least. Same thing why the women's title that reign got fucked up as well. But yeah, there's Bobby Lashley gets a win over Otakiyama, which really was one of the worst matches on the card. The worst was definitely the opener. Hindsight, I kind of wish I didn't do it, just because it wasn't really necessary. Probably could have just done Rhino and Tommy Yen to open up the show, but you live and you learn. Live and you learn. As we'll give it as far as post-show stuff. Punk for sure. We're gonna give it to Drew for one, because he did a really good job. And yeah, I guess we can. I don't know if we should do it with somebody from the Shield or what, or Cesaro. I guess we could do Cesaro. So, not a terrible idea. Alright, so yeah, I mean, pretty fast as far as how that show ran, but it was just a lot of matches, not a lot of angles. I don't think there's a single one besides the intro. Just wanted to give an actual, just like, full show of some great wrestling. That was the idea, even though it was Anarchy Rules, but we got a Van Terminator out of it. So that was fun. Yeah, thank you all for watching. As we'll now, I don't think it's gonna be Eat, Sleep, Conquer, Repeat anymore, because of the idea was obviously Brock was still gonna be a part of this, but I did have an idea to where Brock was actually gonna come back, kind of like as an influence of just he served his time, he's going through he went through rehab, and he's trying to he's got his sobriety chips, and he's wanting to come back in a big way to get his belt back since he never officially lost it. That idea, it was something that I was like, that could definitely be something we could do. As far as the idea behind that would be something that I think could be plausible to pull off. It just because like I kind of morphed what happened with Brock with also what happened with Flair on the fucking as far as in this canon of the mod and in this series, where he also exposed in this way, also was drunkenly groping in highs on Vicodin and Percocets, just was in a altered state and was doing a lot of terrible things. To kind of have him come back after a couple of months of him just going through rehab and serving his time, I thought about that being a nice story to maybe tell, whereas Punk, obviously someone who was very anti that, very anti, drugs and alcohol, and then someone that's like, how's this guy, just because you're buddies with the owner, you get a chance to come back and have a redemption story? That's not going to happen on my watch. Just felt like that was an intriguing idea, but it kind of just made me sick. Thinking about it, I was like, well, we already have him as, like, this terrible person. Like, Paul even says, like, during that show, where he gets vacated, that shit's not going to fly here, so why would he bring him back? Wouldn't make any sense. But, it was just an idea. So we'll change the name of that major event that's happening, and we'll, as far as what's going to happen in the future with CM Punk as heavyweight champion, a lot of things to kind of digress here. As far as we know, Drew and Prince Devitt are going to take on the Shield, but what else is going to happen with Punk? As far as it's what's Roman going to do as far as with the Shield? It's a lot of interesting things, a lot of intriguing things happening. As we'll catch you guys next time for what will be the start of Cyber Slam, and will be the start of September here in the mod. So thank you, and take care, everyone.